Now, there was a statement that is supposed to be made pursuant to Standing Order 52. Though we've passed that standing order, I will nevertheless allow Senator Mogeni, due to its importance, I will allow the Honorable Senator to make that statement.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, namely disbursement for operating expenses of county and constituency operation offices. Mr. Speaker, sir, I take this opportunity to inform the House on the progress made in the disbursement of funds to county offices by the Parliamentary Service Commission, PSC. This I do appreciating my duty to this House, which approved my appointment as Commissioner to PSC on Wednesday, 9th November 2022. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to notify the House that the Parliamentary Service Commission had, as of Thursday, 7th March 2023, received and processed operational returns from 39 county offices. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Commission proceeded to process payment for the offices for their office operations for the quarter January to March 2024. The Speaker, sir, I wish to notify the honorable senators that the vouchers for payments of the disbursements for the mentioned quarter are in the cash office pending payment. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to bring to the attention of the House that we did request for exchequer from the National Treasury, but up to date, as of 7th March 2024, we have not been funded. Mr. Speaker, sir, as an interim measure, the Commission has facilitated the payment of staff salaries for the period of January and February 2022. I therefore wish to bring to the attention of all honorable senators that though they are required to account for their office expenses for the period January, February, and March 2024, we have been unable to disburse this money to the respective accounts due to inability of release of exchequer by the national government. I therefore request senators to take note for general information and not to confront me on the corridors as to why money has not reached their accounts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I will allow comments on these statements to senators from each side. Senator Enoch, proceed.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our Senator Commissioner Mogeni for updating the House on the status of the release of funds, especially for operations, to our respective county offices. The Speaker, we are in a situation where we are now beginning to play hide and seek with the electorate and even our own staff members. Because, Mr. Speaker, the funds that Senator Mogeni has made reference to for the operations, so the funds that senators will use for tea in the office, for hiring of taxis to different destinations. The Speaker, the amount of debt that has been accumulated by the respective offices of senators are staggering. Since January, Mr. Speaker, that amount has not been received in our counties. And it's actually, it even puts us in a very awkward situation that we require other government offices to operate and deliver services, but we are unable to operationalize our own offices. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that the Treasury must begin to take a lot more seriously than they do. That disbursements to different votes for Parliament should not be an afterthought. It should be a priority issue. That monies that were due in January have not been released to date, and there is no sign that the money will be released tomorrow or the day after. The Speaker, the Treasury must take note, and I thank the PSC for that update. I thank you.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have heard our good commissioner, and because I've and the House, we have absolute confidence in them. I wanted to encourage them. Parliamentary Service Commission must realize that under Article 249 of the Constitution, 248 of the Constitution, you enjoy absolute independence. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if you allow, I would like to quote 249(2)(b), independent and not subject to direction or control by any person or authority, and that you are subject only to this Constitution and the law. Given this provision, given that the National Assembly has done the necessary appropriation, at what point does the Parliamentary Service Commission, and I'm not addressing Senator Mugeni, I'm addressing the Commission, do you lose your independence that the envisaged independence of the budget of Parliament ends up being subject to the direction of the executive? We would like you to briefly tell us that you are up to the job, and if there are challenges you are facing, then approach Parliament so that we can adversely engage the executive. If Parliament is going to fail because you are losing your independence, that is the beginning of failure of government, because if Parliament is unable to oversight the executive, you open up avenues for corruption and all that. We therefore would like to encourage you and tell you that we are behind you. This is not personal. It is about the Constitution of Kenya. The executive must be oversighted. And we are here equipped, ready and willing, energetic. We want to do it. The old era where people used to do what they liked when they are in an executive office should be brought to an end. Mr. Speaker, you have seen in this House, we've invited ministers to come and answer questions arising from their portfolio. Ministers, knowing that this new trend was actually pioneered by their nominating authority, the President of Kenya, they still tell us to go to hell. Members, colleagues, we must exercise the power of the purse of Parliament if you want the executive to perform. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, the contribution by the two honorable senators should sum it all. Before I ask the clerk to call the next order, I've got this communication to make. I'd like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Kitengela Magereza Secondary School in Kajiado County. The delegation comprises 10 teachers and 90 students who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. Honorable senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them. On behalf of the Senate and my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I will ask Senator Peris Tobiko, under 1 minute, to extend a word of welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to welcome students from Kitengela Magereza Secondary School to the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I am delighted to see the students here at the Senate. I hope the visit motivates